gentlemen, once again, as always, it's the one, it's the only, it's the motherfucking General Miguel Magallon! And as always, it's the president, the founder, the motherfucking CEO of Magallon Entertainment and leader of the Sports Betting Mexican Podcast. What up, what up, what up, what up, ladies and gentlemen, back at it again. Week 17 of the NFL sports betting season. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I'm going to give you guys all of my plays for week 17. Ladies and gentlemen, every single play, every single ticket, every single bet, 100% free, 100% transparent, and 100% documented for the whole motherfucking world to see. Because as always, what we say, ain't no bitches on this podcast. Ain't no bitches in this bitch. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's just jump straight into it. So, first case first. We have the Jets going at the Browns, Thursday Night Football. No money on it. Obviously, our all-in bets, that shit didn't hit. So I'm not about to turn around and put no money on no bitch-ass Cleveland Browns. I do think the Cleveland Browns end up winning it. But I just don't trust Joe Flacco. I feel like this dude's been throwing a shit ton of interceptions lately, and I don't know if he's going to throw 4 picks or 4 TDs, 4 INTs or fucking 4, touchdownies. Like, I don't really know. Joe Flacco, man, he's been up and down all fucking year. He's been a roller coaster. He's been winning, don't get me wrong, but he's been throwing a lot of pick sixes too lately, and I feel like that Jets defense, I wouldn't be surprised if they fucking, get a pick six too. This dude, he's just been up and down. He's been a roller coaster. I've seen him throw 3 TDs and a half, and I've seen him throw 3 INTs and a half. I can't count on this dude. I can't depend on him. So I think the Browns are going to end up winning it, but I just don't trust Joe Flacco, and I'm not about to turn around after losing a maxed out all-in guaranteed fucking ticket just to turn around and fucking bet the fucking Cleveland Browns. Fuck that shit. I ain't that stupid. Again, I think the Browns do end up winning it, but I just can't, in good faith, put my money on fucking Cleveland. Cleveland ain't been the same since fucking LeBron left that bitch. So, all right, next up, who we got? We got the Detroit Lions going at the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know, Cowboys -6. I don't really know who's going to win this game. I think the Cowboys are going to win this game, honestly. But I think the Cowboys are going to end up playing the Lions again. And the Cowboys, I remember when they had Tony Romo and T.O., and they lost that game out there in Detroit because they said T.O. didn't he didn't finish making the catch, even though everybody else knew he did. And the Cowboys ended up, not winning, and they always believed they got fucked in that game. So I kind of low-key want to see the Cowboys lose just because I want to see them have to go either in Tampa Bay again, which would be a rematch of like the last 2 years in a row where Tom Brady had his last game versus the Dallas Cowboys to end his career at home in the playoffs, and he ended up losing that game, even though Tom Brady was undefeated against the Cowboys his entire career. Go figure, his last game of his career, he loses to the fucking Dallas Cowboys. I don't know if he threw that game away or if his team just really sucked that year. And then the year before, I think they also played again. I think it was Cowboys at Buccaneers. And I think Tom Brady ended up winning that game. So the Bucs and the Cowboys, they've been going at it for the last 2 or 3 years in playoff games. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucs end up winning their division and, the Eagles end up winning theirs. And then the Cowboys, once again, for a fucking second, third year in a row, have to go into Tampa Bay in a wild card game. If that ends up happening, I do believe the Cowboys will end up winning that game. Baker Mayfield, I think he's earned, the starting position. but I think that defense would eventually get to him, and I think the Cowboys would probably beat the Buccaneers, but I think it'd be a high scoring game. I do think the Cowboys end up winning that game, but I think it'll be a high scoring game because Baker Mayfield, he don't give a shit. He's either going to throw a pick or he's going to throw a 70-yard TD, but he's going to throw that ball, deep in the air. He's kind of like Jameis Winston, like he don't give a shit. He's throwing that ball deep, and he's going to make his receiver go get it. So with that being said, I kind of hope the Lions win this game because I want to see the Cowboys have to go on the road for all their playoff games, and I think they'd have to go on the road against the Bucks, and then I think they have to go on the road either in Philly or against the Detroit Lions, and that would be a rematch of a few years ago when they had T.O. and Tony Romo, and they ended up losing that game. So you know what I mean? It'd be like a revenge tour. They'd have to go against the Bucks. And they'd have to go against the Lions, and then they'd probably have to go against Philly. They'd probably have to go against the fucking 49ers. Like, they'd basically have to go up against every single team that has beaten them in the years prior, especially when it comes to the postseason. So I kind of hope the Cowboys lose this game, so that way their entire postseason, they're going to be forced to play teams that have done nothing but beaten them over the past several years in the postseason. You know what I mean? Which is kind of fitting. You know what I mean? Like the only way you can beat your demons is you're going to have to overcome your nightmares. And I think Tom Brady beating them in the postseason with the Buccaneers, and I think the Eagles beating them in the postseason, and the 49ers embarrassing them in the postseason, and then the fucking Detroit Lions, robbing that game and stealing it from them in the postseason a few years ago. I think that's kind of just like a boulevard of broken dreams and a fucking nightmare on Elm Street. And I think that would be fitting where if Dak Prescott wants to win his first Super Bowl, he's going to have to overcome and defeat every single team that has beaten his team in the postseason over the last 5 to 10 years, which is basically 49ers, Philly, the Lions, and the Buccaneers. Go fucking figure. So I think it'd be poetic justice. He wants to win a Super Bowl. He has to overcome every team that has historically beaten his team over the last 10 to 15 years. So I hope the Lions win this game because of that. But, that's kind of like where my heart is. But my official opinion is I think the Cowboys are going to whoop that ass because I'm not a fan of Jared Goff. I never believed in Jared Goff. I'm not a fan of Jared Goff. I don't think he can win the Super Bowl. I think he already had a chance to go there once with, Todd McVay, and he ended up losing that game to the Patriots. I think Jared Goff is really good when he's at home, but when he's on the road, sometimes he plays like trash, in my opinion. And I don't know. These are two teams that I'm probably going to end up fading the most in the postseason because I'm not a big believer in Dak Prescott, but I'm definitely not a big believer in Jared Goff. I'm just not a fan of either of these two teams. So I kind of really don't care in the big macro scheme who wins because I think both of them would get their ass whooped by the 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles. But if you ask me who do I want to win, I want the Lions to win because that would put Dak Prescott in a predicament in the postseason. But I think the Cowboys will officially, I think that's going to be my official opinion. I do think the Cowboys end up winning, and I think the Lions, they're probably going to end up being the 3 or the 4 seed. And we'll see what happens with the Buccaneers. And we'll see if the Cowboys can end up winning this division or if it's going to be Philly for one more year. Wouldn't be surprised if Cowboys end up winning this division. But either way, we'll see what ends up happening. All right, next up, let's go into the Sunday slate of football. All right, so Sunday we have Steelers at the Seahawks. I don't really care about either of these teams. I think the Steelers are going to win. Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are going to win. I don't like the 3.5, so I would probably just take them on the money line at like minus 150, minus 200. I don't want to take the 3.5. I think it's going to be, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a blowout, but I could also see it being a tightly contested game. I really think it's just on the weather. If it's going to be raining and snowing in Seattle this time of year, then I think the Steelers are just going to run the shit out of the football, and so will the Seahawks. So I think this game is honestly going to come down to the weather. If it's snowing or it's a fucking raining blizzard, which it usually is this time of year in Seattle, then I think both teams are just going to run the shit out the football. But if it's not raining and it's not snowing right now, and it's a warm-ass Christmas, then I think I think that probably favors the Seahawks because at least they have a QB who knows how to throw the fucking football. And the Steelers are out here with fucking, Kenny Pickett's down with injuries. So now they're relying on, Mitch bitch ass Trubisky. He's a fucking has been. So I don't know. I think the Steelers have the better team, but I think the Seahawks have the better quarterback, and they're playing at home. I lean Seahawks money line. I don't trust the -3.5. I never liked the hook, but at the same time, I think it honestly comes down to the weather. So this is a stay away game for me until I figure out the weather. If the weather is fucking crystal clear and breezy, give me the Seahawks because I think Geno Smith can actually throw the football. But if it's going to be snowing and it's going to be pouring and it's raining or it's a snow fest, then give me the fucking Steelers on an upset because they know how to at least run the football. And I think Geno Smith is going to be forced to run the football too. And I think that's going to be the Steelers' best chance, their easiest path to victory is if it ends up being a blizzard like it is in Pittsburgh and both teams just end up running the football. Because I think the Steelers have the better run game. But I think the Seahawks have the better passing offense, if that makes sense. So to me, it's a stay away game because of the weather. Next up, Patriots at Bills. To me, this is a money line game. I'm going to only play one ticket this weekend. It's going to be a 14 money line parlay. And I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm taking the 49ers. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills. I'm taking the Eagles, and I'm taking the Rams this weekend. That's going to be my 14 money line parlay. It's the only bet I have this weekend. Not going to be for a lot of money, but that's what I'm officially recommending. And those are that's my official play for the weekend. For all of you guys listening, is going to be a 14 money line parlay. Give me 49ers, give me Buffalo, give me Eagles, and give me Rams. 14 money line parlay. So on this one, I am taking the Buffalo Bills on the money line as part of the parlay, but I'm not taking them by themselves. Obviously, it's a fucking parlay. But I think the Patriots are just going to keep losing. I think Zappe sucks. I think Mac Jones sucks. I think their entire quarterback room sucks. I think the entire offense sucks. I'm not saying Bill Belichick should get fired this offseason. If he is fired this offseason, I think he's probably going to get hired by probably not Carolina anymore. Apparently, David Tepper doesn't want to hire him. But now there's rumors circulating that he's going to replace Stanley out there in LA for the Chargers. So maybe Bill Belichick ends up going to LA. That'd be kind of interesting. We'll see if he can handle LA, because LA is a whole different fucking vibe than fucking, Massachusetts. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. So we'll see what ends up happening with Bill Belichick. If he ends up taking that job in LA or if he ends up, sitting out a year. We'll see what happens with Bill Belichick. But, hopefully they don't fire him, because I would love to see him get the second best quarterback in the NFL draft. Some people are saying he's going to get Drake Meyer. Some people saying he's going to get this kid, that kid. But I think the Patriots are going to get the second or third pick in the draft. So they're probably going to get the second or third best quarterback in the draft. And I would love to see Bill Belichick with a different quarterback. Someone not named Mac Jones, because he fucking sucks. He's garbage. But anyway, so for Buffalo, I think they're going to make the postseason. I think they're going to make the playoffs. And I think they're going to win all of their games from now until the rest of the season. And I think they're going to go down in Miami next week. And I think they're going to beat Miami. And I think they're going to end up maybe not winning the division. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But I think Buffalo is going to make the postseason. And if Buffalo does make the postseason, I think they could be a dark horse in the postseason. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, give me the motherfucking Buffalo Bills money line as part of a 14 parlay with the motherfucking Niners, the fucking Philadelphia Eagles, and the fucking Los Angeles Rams. All right, next up. Falcons at Bears, Chicago -2.5. Who cares? No play. Nobody cares. Next up, the Las Vegas Raiders going at the Indianapolis Colts. I like the fucking Raiders. I don't fuck with the Colts. I don't like Gardner Minshew. I don't fuck with Gardner Minshew. I'm not a fan of Gardner Minshew. And now they have another QB that they're running. Man, fuck the Colts. Give me the fucking Raiders. I fuck with O'Connell. I like the fucking new head coach. They just beat the fucking Chiefs. I hope he ends up getting the job with the Raiders. I think he's a good head coach, and I think the team really fucks with him. So give me the Raiders on the money line plus 150. Next up, Rams at Giants. I'm taking the Rams on the money line as part of my 14 parlay. Again, it's the 49ers, it's the Buffalo Bills, it's the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's the Los Angeles Rams. Give me the Rams on a 14 money line parlay, and give me the money line on that shit. Next up, Cardinals at Eagles. Once again, Eagles money line is part of my 14 money line parlay. It's Niners, it's Bills, it's Eagles, it's Rams. After that, we have the Saints at the Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers are going to win this game, and I think they're going to end up winning the division. But I don't know. It's still a stay away game for me. I think the Bucs technically can lose this game, and then as long as they win next week, they can still win the division. So I don't know if the Bucs actually have to win this game for sure, or as long as they win next week, they still win the division either way. I'd have to check the standings, but I don't know. I think the Bucs are gonna win it. I don't like the fucking Saints. Fuck Derek Carr. I told you guys from the jump, he ain't nothing but a fucking bitch to me. He a fucking pussy, and I'm glad he got fucking, he got dumped out of fucking Vegas by the Raiders. But this is a stay away game for me, because what do I always say? The only thing Derek Carr knows how to do is fucking fuck me. Fuck that bitch ass motherfucker. Next up, 49ers at Commanders. Once again, money line ticket, 14 money line play, 1 ticket. Niners, Bills, Eagles, Rams. Give me money, 49ers money line on that ticket. Next up, we got the Panthers at the Jags. Don't care. I'm not sure. I think Trevor Lawrence isn't going to start. Jags -4. Honestly, if you guys want to take the Panthers, on me, go ahead. If they're going to win a game, if they're going to win a third game this season, it might as well be in Jacksonville versus a team without Trevor Lawrence. Might as well be. So fuck it. If you want a fuck it game of the week, this is the fuck it game of the week. Panthers +150. Next up, Dolphins at Raiders. This is my second upset of the week. Number 1 was the Raiders. Number 2 is the Dolphins. This is my favorite play of the week. I think the Dolphins are going to go into Baltimore. I think they're going to blow out Baltimore the way I thought the 49ers were going to blow out Baltimore. And then if and when that happens, I think Tua or Tyreek are going to end up winning MVP. And I think if Tua ends up getting the MVP, I think he's going to be the fakest MVP in NFL history. Fuck Tua. Fuck the Dolphins. This entire team is only winning because of Tyreek. Fuck everybody else on the team. Next up, Titans at Texans. Who cares? Next, Chargers at Broncos. I mean, at this point, who really cares? No Russell Wilson. Chargers also do a backup quarterback. This is a game of teams that nobody cares. After that, Bengals at Chiefs. Chiefs -6.5. I think the Chiefs should win this game. I think they need to win this game, but this is a really tricky game. I'm going to go ahead and take this one on a 7-point teaser. This is a 7-point teaser of the week. I would take the Chiefs even money, or basically +1. And I think the over-under right now is... The over-under is 43. I'm going to go ahead and take the... Man, this is really hard. I'm going to go ahead and take the over 35. So depending on which sportsbook you're at, you can get this like over 35, over 36.5. I'm going to do a 7-point teaser. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs +1, and then I am going to take over 35.5, over 36.5, because I think the Chiefs have to score as many points as possible. They have to get this offense rocking and rolling, and I think they have to get ready for the postseason. I think once again, just like I said last week, where they let me down against the fucking Raiders, go figure. I think the Chiefs are going to win this game. I'm not counting Patrick Mahomes out of it. So I think the Chiefs are going to win this game. Give me the Chiefs +1, and then once again, give me the over 36.5. Give me the Chiefs, teaser of the week. And then last but not least, Packers at Vikings. Nobody cares. Fuck both these teams. So these are my plays of the week. I'm leaning. My official pick is the Cowboys, but I'm not going to be betting it, and I don't recommend you bet it. But I do have an official pick, and that's going to be Dallas wins this game. But again, it's a stay away game for me because even though I want the Lions to win, I think Dallas will end up winning. And we'll see what happens in the postseason. I think they're going to play each other in the postseason, and it's going to be a vengeance game for Dak because he's going to try to win that game against the Lions the way Tony Romo wish he couldn't do back when he had T.O. Back in the day. And then, like I said, Steelers at Seahawks, that's a weather game for me. I'd have to see what the weather is, the day of the game. If it's snowing, give me the Steelers. If it's not snowing or raining, give me the Seahawks. Patriots, Bills, I already told you. Bills money line on that game. Falcons, Bears, nobody cares. Raiders +150, one of my upsets of the week. Rams, Giants, obviously Rams. Cardinals, Eagles, obviously Eagles. Saints, Bucks, leaning Bucks, but stay away game for me because of Dak Prescott's bitch ass. 49ers, Commanders, obviously 49ers on that ticket. Panthers, Jags, that's the fuck it game of the week. Dolphins, Ravens, my favorite game of the week. Give me the Dolphins plus 150. Titans, Texans, no one cares. Chargers, Broncos, no one cares. Packers, Vikings, nobody cares. And then the Chiefs game is the teaser game of the week. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, those are all my tickets. Those are all my bets. And that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm leaning. And that is the motherfucking strategy. And once again, as a reminder, in 2 weeks, I will give you guys my official Super Bowl predictions. I'm going to tell you what teams I'm going to be betting to win the Super Bowl this season and how we're going to 20x and 50x our sports betting bankroll this season. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for subscribing. And thank you guys for riding with the one, the only, the fucking general.